That's what I was afraid of. Computers keep changing the world, but their power and safety is limited by their rigid design. The T2 project works for bigger and safer computing using living systems principles. Follow our progress here on T2sday Updates. Hey folks, this is the last T2sday update of 2021, and 2021, quite a year. I've seen some old friends showing up in the YouTube live stream today. Thanks for coming. I've got a bunch of stuff, and it's probably going to take way too long, so I'm going to try to go really fast. So the short story, the science fiction short story that I made by cutting down chapter 2 of what was going to be the unbelievably 3-volume epic that I can never possibly have enough time to write, is done. It's just a hair under 4,500 words, so it's pretty tight. It's pretty short. It moves right along. I've had one reader, Elena, read it. The review is, it's cute. I will take that. Elena, not a big science fiction fan, so all right. I talked last time about what to do about it, send it to a magazine, send it to Analog, Fantasy and Science Fiction. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to Asimov's magazine. Apparently, they're doing about as well as any of these things. I mean, I guess none of them are really all that big. And they have relatively fast turnaround. Like if they haven't answered in a month and a half, I get to ping them, and I probably will have heard before then. So I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. We'll see. Here's the final path that it went through. Right at the end of November, big December, there was the giant cut, and this was the really battling it out, get that last little bit, figure out how to fit in the, so I mean, like Living Computation Foundation mentioned in the story, like that. So anyway, so that's that. In addition, Last time was talking about Ringo, the generalized distributed ring oscillator idea for synchronizing plates. The goal was to get L2 plates moving around. They're still not moving today, but I took a pretty important step towards it, and so I want to just do a super quick demo of that. Let's see, that's this button. Yeah, all right. So, the problem is, all right, so we'll make here's a little L1 plate, a little 3x3 thing. We're going to now blow it out to a L2 plate. All right, now what did I do? I don't know what I did. We'll find out. What I wanted was this. We'll get rid of the labels. Okay, maybe actually we'll go like that. Okay, let's see if this is still alive. Yeah, all right. So it takes a little while to figure out what's going on here, but the idea is, in order to move an L2 plate, you have to move the L1 plates, this is an L2 site, this whole little thing, which is made up of a bunch of individual atoms and so forth. So really what I needed was two ring oscillators going through each atom at once. One ring oscillator that's controlling over the entire L2 plate from beginning to end, and the other one which is going just within each little L2 site, so the L2 site can tell, have I finished moving my one little bump, and so forth. So this took a lot of refactoring. This is the L2 whole plate cycling while each individual little L2 site is also cycling within it. It looks kind of pretty. All right, so that's that. And all right, and the main point that I was supposed to end this year, I was supposed to build the grid. I was supposed to finish the whole grid, and that hasn't happened. But for just this time, I was supposed to build at least one tile, and in fact, I think I've built like 5, and I ran out of the little aluminum heat sinks that I was using on the thing. But I've got more of them coming in that I lucked out that they were available given the whole supply chain business these days. I think enough of them to probably finish however many tiles we'll be able to do, 140 or something, 150. I don't know if we'll get that far. We'll see before we run out of something. But I made a new flash image, a new image to flash the discs with that has all the latest stuff in it and all caught up. That was a huge pain in the ass. I made a bunch of new tiles, a few new tiles, and what I wanted to do, and this is the scary part, is try to assemble a tile live right here now, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so that's this button. Are we, okay, we're actually sort of theoretical working here. This is my little webcam, which I don't know. It tends to hunt on the focus, so we'll just see how this all goes. So, step 1. We are going to be making tile G247 right now because I already put it in the data sheet, in the spreadsheet. So we will mark it, and the back of the circuit board has an express place right there where the information like that is supposed to go. Now, of course, people know that this is an indefinite scalability violation right there because, there's tiles are all supposed to be like completely interchangeable grains of sand. I'm cheating for debugging purposes. Well, I get what I pay for. All right, and so first step 1 is to put on the back cover. The back cover, which covers up all the little exposed solder points here if we're doing well, has a little hole so that we can see it through. I used to have to screw this down with screws, but then the improved thing is we can just do it using the brass standoffs, which we're going to use to attach the beagle bone green later on. Now, one thing that's just generally true here is that, this thing is completely over-assembled. I mean, I put in the CPU, the beagle bone green, the processor unit, and I screw it down, and it's got 96 pins connecting it to the thing, so there's really absolutely no way that the beagle bone green is going to vibrate loose or fall out of off the pins, and yet I screw it down anyway because, you know, the point not that it works efficiently, the point is it works at all. So yeah, just like the first VCRs, absolutely built like a tank because they didn't know any better. That's what we're doing here. We just belt and suspenders, and then maybe another belt and another pair of suspenders. So these are our brass standoffs. We want to get them down snug, but have to avoid stripping the back plate because you know, that's just going straight into PLA, straight into plastic from the 3D printer. So there we go. And okay. All right. Now we need our beagle bone. Here it is. Now I have already put. This is the heatsink, which I have now run out of, but more coming in. I don't know how much good it really does. Well, I think it does a little bit of good. The problem is once these things are all packed together and put into the case, they're pretty tight. So now, have I forgotten anything that goes before this? I don't think so. So let's go for it. So you see, here's the Ethernet thing is going to fit in that hole. We got to get them lined up right. All right, that looks about right. Of course, one of the good things about having the brass standoffs is that if we get the pins offline, it won't be able to screw the pins into it. So it's a little bit of a hint. All right. So now we have our cheese head Phillips to put these things down on, and you know, like I'm thrilled I haven't screwed up yet. Like that. At least, hopefully, is it staying in focus? We're lucky if so. These brass standoffs actually do take part in grounding the BeagleBone green into the circuit board, although there are plenty of other grounds through. So it's not anything really critical. All right, so I think we're there. All right, this one. All right, so that's that. Next stop is to put on the display. And here's the display. It's already been selected and recorded in the spreadsheet. You know, every one of these BeagleBone greens, I don't have it here, comes with a little 6-inch USB, you know, micro B to A cable that I just have them piling up all over the place. And every LCD panel comes with a little stylus, so I have them piling up all over the place. Not quite managing to do, you know, tip to tail construction of these tiles. All right, so the LCD goes on this other little header right here, like that. And I think that's pretty good. Now, oh, did I forget to? Oh no, I've got to go run and get a cover. I'll be back in 1 sec. Ooh, we can listen to the music. How about that? Oh, nuts. All right, are we still alive? We've lost me. Well, screw it. As long as we can still see, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this. So, here we got to the north. And then the other trick is the case screws, they screw into the feet. And these the feet that were designed to connect into the frames that go in the back. So we got 4 feet, and they're gonna, each one is gonna go into one of these, and then the main K-screws, goes through it all the way, and it was a huge pain in the butt to get them until until it made this thing. So this is, I call it the speed frame, because all you got to do is stick the feet into the frame so that, and it's got a little hex. It's essentially 4 wrenches in one. Oh, that's a great sound. And then we get our long hex head. And we should be able to start. Actually, let's just drop them all in first. Oh, wait. One more step. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but I've got some kind of static problem or something. One of the things about being in a dry climate, it's good for a lot of stuff, but it's bad for static. And it's like whenever I move, the USB, the main USB camera on me seems to freeze up, and I don't know why. And the way I solve that is by not moving. But that was not an option. Here today because I forgot the part. Are we in there? Yeah, we're in. Okay. And so these things, I mean, as if this is training so that we can all make T2 tiles one day in the future, the way this worked out, the screws need not to be too super tight, or else I discovered that they will actually flex the circuit board a little bit and have caused a little bit of problems from time to time. So once we get them screwed in, we pop the speed thing off, and then we just check. That one is still a little tight. This one is okay. That one's a little tight. Okay. And that one's, they're all a little tight. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. All right. And that is basically it. So now if we can find a power supply here, we can check to see if this is actually going to work. All right. Oh, this is already plugged in. Just need to. Here we go. All right. Now, I wonder if there was just some way I could reset the dang. I don't think I can. I think I've been down this road before. So it's just going to be voiceover till we get to the end. But, you know, it's step by step. Yeah, it's frozen. Okay, but in any event, this thing is going to boot. It still takes about 90 seconds. But if we're lucky, it should come up cleanly. I had to, well, you know, there's all kinds of details, of course. The process that I'm assembling is actually a fair bit different than what was, so, you know, I built a tile. All right, here we go. There's the Linux. We have a new test pattern that comes up first, which I started using for color grading when I'm shooting with the Fuji to try to actually get more accurate color than what looks like the webcam is producing for us. And so we get something like 15 seconds of that, whatever it is. And then the engine starts up, and out of the box, it's running Hugene, because that's always a favorite. Come on, you can do it. And yeah, okay. So that's it. So this is G247 in the new G series of tiles. So that gives you a little bit of a sense of how long it takes. Unfortunately, the slowest part of it is the flashing the software. Um, the good thing about that is if I work hard enough and just work hard enough, if I just figure out a suitable number of USB adapters and so forth, I could actually do that in parallel. And do it like the way I did here, which is, just get the beagle bone ready to go, get it all flashed, and put it back in the box with its information on it and so forth. And then the assembly goes much quicker because here it is. So here's our little feet that go into the frame that holds it all up. Boom, there it is. Okay. Well, you see, this ought to be me. I mean, you can actually see my chair. I think it's the exact moment that it died. In any event, so be it. Uh, Happy holidays. Happy New Year. 2022. I don't know. It's all unbelievable. I will be back in 2 weeks. My goal is to get through 2021 okay. I actually have had a little bit of fun, and that's like a good thing to do. And now that I have refreshed all this, I want to knock them out. I want to, I should be able to do a half a dozen a day without even really cramping too much. So we will see what we will see. And I'm going to stop there. So thank you for coming by, and I hope to see y'all again soon. I'm going to go over to the chat room and see if anybody's still around. Uh, uh, Thanks for coming by. And that is basically